Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. 3 positions of need for the Cowboys heading into training camp. It has been quite a busy off-season for the Dallas Cowboys. After making multiple trades and signing many mid-tier free agents during free agency, the team will now head to Oxnard for training camp to see how good their 2025 roster looks. The Cowboys will still be looking to churn the bottom of their roster and improve on positions of need if given the opportunity over the next few weeks. Today we will look at the 3 of the biggest positions with question marks for 2025 training camp in Oxnard. 1. Technique defensive tackle. Heading into year 3, it is safe to say that Mazi Smith is in a make-or-break year for the former first-round pick. While a lot of the pressure on the defensive tackle room will fall on the shoulders of Smith, the lack of depth behind him is the real blinking light for the Cowboys. Smith has struggled more often than not through his first 2 years, but showed signs of positive progression over the second half of the 2024 season. Behind Smith stands rookie 7th-round pick Jay Toia. Toia was a quality player coming out of UCLA, but expecting him to play a high percentage of snaps in year 1 could be an issue for the Cowboys' run defense. With questions surrounding the starter and the backup, the Cowboys could look to improve their depth at the nose tackle position. Whether that comes from roster cutdowns, free agency, or with a trade, don't be surprised if the Cowboys look to bolster their defensive tackle room like they did last offseason at some point during training camp. 2. Offensive tackle. The development of Tyler Guyton over the offseason may be the biggest question mark surrounding the Cowboys heading into 2025. After a rough rookie season, the Cowboys elected to put trust in Guyton by not spending valuable resources at the position this offseason. While most of the focus is on Guyton, the Cowboys lack depth at right tackle as well, and the last season or 2 has not been kind to right tackle Terrence Steele either. With questions at both starting tackle spots, the Cowboys' depth is a little sketchy. Asim Richards, Matt Waletzko, Hakeem Adeniji, and Najani Cornelius are among the candidates for swing tackle. The Cowboys will have to monitor this situation carefully to see if they have what it takes to go into the season with current personnel. 3. Running back. Another one of the big question marks for the Cowboys heading into training camp is who will be the starting running back. With Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, the 2 veteran running backs on the roster, it is safe to assume one of them will come out of camp with the job. But last year, the Cowboys signed Ezekiel Elliott to be the starter, and it was pretty obvious during camp that he did not have the juice capable of being that guy. What happens if that same thing happens this training camp? Rookie 5th-round pick Jaden Blue could be an option, but could a trade for Travis Etienne, Dameon Pierce, or Rachaad White be on the table for the Cowboys to give themselves a surefire starter to start the season? Of the 3 positions, the running back position is the one they could find help most easily due to how many running backs should be released during roster cutdowns or available on the cheap in the trade market. Micah Parsons says Cowboys ownership is dragging out contract negotiations. To no surprise to anyone who follows the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are once again in the midst of a contract negotiation with one of their superstars. Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons continues to wait on his new deal with the Cowboys after being one of the top defensive stars in the league for the last few seasons. Parsons is expected to be the leader of the Cowboys' defense, and now, he is waiting for that leader pay. Although things haven't seemed ugly between the 2 parties, as Parsons and the Cowboys feel they are in a good place to get a deal done. But in a recent conversation with The Undertaker, yes, The Undertaker, Parsons may have left a little frustration slip. With the dead man being a fan of the Cowboys, he had to know the details of what is going on with the potential new deal. Parsons didn't show any disdain for ownership, however, he did say that it felt like they were dragging their feet to get this deal done. Paraphrasing a bit, Parsons noted that he wanted to get the deal done last year and that he didn't understand why the Cowboys were waiting because other deals could happen that would impact the math at play. Jerry Jones infamously referred to this idea before last year's NFL draft as leaves falling. Timber. A whole tree has come down. Last offseason, Jerry Jones waited until the final moments to get a new deal done with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Now, it looks like we are going to be going down the same path this summer with Parsons. Jones can afford Parsons. I guess the wait ends when Jones finally decides he wants to make headline news. And now, paying Micah Parsons just got more expensive after Steelers give TJ Watt deal worth $41 million per year, $108 million guaranteed. The Pittsburgh Steelers just gave TJ Watt a deal that will serve as a bar for the Cowboys to clear. The important details are that Watt, who the Cowboys very infamously drafted Taco Charlton over, by the way, is making $41 million per year and received $108 million fully guaranteed. If the Cowboys had shown some proactivity this or last offseason, then they could have in all likelihood come in at numbers below these. At this point, Parsons and his representation will obviously use this deal to their advantage. Titans may send odd man out in possible blockbuster trade. After 3 unproductive seasons with the team, the Tennessee Titans could send wide receiver Trayon Burks to a new team in a possible trade. According to a source, one report believes Burks is the odd man out in the team's receiver depth chart after acquiring 5 pass catchers this offseason to supplement first-round pick quarterback Cam Ward. Burks hasn't been able to get any production as he's been the subject of trade rumors since last season, but it seems more like he could be a cut candidate, too. Originally selected in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft, it's fair to label the former Arkansas product as a bust, so a trade might be better for the Titans, as they would rather get something out of him sooner rather than later. However, the longer that they wait, the value will go out the window, and Burks is too buried in the wide-out depth chart for him to even make a comeback. He is entering the final year of his contract, and weapons like Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, and Van Jefferson will eat up most of the snaps in the aerial attack. The Titans won't get the best investment in return for Burks, so it'll probably be at least a late-round draft pick. Burks needs a huge reset, and one team could give him that. The Dallas Cowboys are probably the most logical destination for Burks. After getting an unproven Jonathan Mingo last season, it wouldn't be too surprising for the Cowboys to trade for Burks to salvage the receiver depth chart behind CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Jalen Tolbert. Perhaps, the Cowboys and Titans could exchange by sending Mingo for Burks.